Hello friends, welcome to my channel. In today's session, I am going to explain you about fraction in Vedic math. But before starting fraction in Vedic math, let's understand some fundamental of fraction. So what is fraction and how do we represent it? So fraction, we can say it is a number which is represented by two numbers. One is called numerator and another one is called denominator. So we can say that there are two digits. One is called numerator, which is written above, and denominator, which is written down, and it is separated by a line. But what is numerator, what is denominator, and what is use of it? Let's understand. Suppose you are having a chocolate. Okay. Now you need to share it with your sister or your brother. Okay. You are having a chocolate. Let's say this is your chocolate. Now you need to share it, right? So what would you do? You will divide it into two parts. So let's say this is two parts of the chocolate. So total how many parts? Total two parts, right? You are going to give one part of this chocolate to your sibling. So we can say that I am going to give one part out of two parts. So it is called half, right? So you are going to give half of the chocolate to your sibling and half will be enjoyed by you. So this is called fraction. This one represents numerator. This represents denominator. So this is called fraction. So ultimately we can say that we can use fraction whenever we are going to represent part of something, not whole thing, but part of something, that is fraction. Or it could be a combination of whole thing plus part of something, but keep in mind, if I am going to give whole chocolate to my sibling, then I am not going to represent it as a fraction, that would be a whole number. So friends, hope you would have understood what is fraction. Now, one most important fundamental of the fraction is that here what did I do? I divided it into two parts and I say that half of the chocolate is given to my siblings, right? Now, next one is, let's say, one kid is there and he or she is very naughty. Parents are asked to divide chocolate into two parts and share it with siblings. What did that person do? That kid divides into two parts. These are also two parts, right? But and give this part is given to the sibling and this part is enjoyed by him or herself. Okay. Now my question is, would you say that he or she has given half of the chocolate to the sibling? Is it true? No, it is not half. It is less than half, right? So we cannot say it is half. So most important fundamental of the fraction is that we should always divide anything into equal parts. These parts are not equal. You can say that they are unequal, right? So whenever we talk about fraction, we can say that it must be divided into equal parts. That is first fundamental. This denominator, I can say that these represents total parts. And here I can say that this is the parts you one gets or one got, right? You can say this. So this is all about fraction. Now how we can represent a fraction, and if fraction is given, what is the meaning of it? Let's discuss about it. Let's understand, if a fraction is written, how do we read it and what is the meaning of it? Let's consider first fraction as 3/4. 3 over 4. So my numerator is 3, my denominator is 4. It means that I divided something into 4 equal parts and I got 3 parts out of it. I can represent, how do I represent it in terms of the diagram? I can represent it like, I need to divide into 4 parts. So I can go like this, a square, and divide them into 4 equal parts, right? This is 3/4. I can also go with division in terms of the columns. And I can divide it into 4 equal parts, and I need to highlight 3 parts. This is also 3/4. Even I can also draw a circle, friends. And I can divide this circle into 4 equal parts. And now I need to highlight, I need 3 parts out of this 4. So this is also 3/4. Now next one is, let's say if it is 2 over 7, it means that I need to, there are 7, total parts are 7 and we need to highlight 2 out of it. So we can say that, let's divide into 7 parts. 4, 5, 6 and 7, and then let's highlight any 2 parts. So this is called 2/7. right? This is representation of the fraction, and it means that suppose I am having a pancake, I can divide it into 7 equal parts and I can give you 2 parts out of it to it. So you can say that I got 2/7 of the pancake. This is how we read it. And now friends, if it is given like in terms of the diagram, let's say somebody has given diagram like this. And some parts are highlighted. Let's say it is given this way. Total how many parts? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Total 8 parts, right friends? So we can see that out of the total parts are 8, and out of those 1, 2, and 3 are highlighted. So I can write it as 3/8. Right? So this is how we read it. Okay. Now let's classify the fractions. Now let's classify fractions. First, we can classify these fractions in terms of by looking at the numerator or denominator. So first one is like fractions. Now what is the meaning of like fractions? We can define it as like fractions are the fractions having the same denominator. So if I say that 2/5 and 3/5, you can see that both the denominators are same, right? So we can say that these are like fractions. Next one, I would like to say that, let's say 9/10 and 1/10 and 7/10. These all having denominator same, which is 10. So we can say that this is also an example of the like fractions. So we can say that like fractions are the fractions having the same denominators. Now what are unlike fractions? Unlike fractions, it means fractions having different denominators. See friends, keep one thing in mind, we are not bothering about numerator. Whether numerators are same or different, we don't care at all. We need to just focus on what about the denominators. If I say that 5/6 and 7, you can see that both are having different denominators. So we can say that denominators are different. So these is an example of the unlike fractions. Even we can write down many examples, like let's say, see, if I say that 3/5 and 3/8, now we don't bother about the numerator. Still it is an example of the unlike fraction. Please keep this in mind. Next one is unit fractions. What is the meaning of unit fractions? Unit fractions, it means that its numerator value of numerator is 1. If I say that 1/5, it means I got 1 part out of 5. If I say that 1/3, 1/9. So this classification is based on the value of the numerator. Numerator must be 1 and denominator could be any number other than 1. Because if it is 1, then it could be represented as whole number, not as a fraction. So this classification is done based on looking at the either numerator or denominator, like fractions, unlike fractions, and unit fractions. There are 3 more classifications. Let's have a look. Next classification is based on comparison of the numerator and denominator, and one more fundamental. So let's discuss it. Next one is proper fraction. What is proper fraction? In case of the proper fraction, we need to compare values of numerator and denominator. Let's say it is 2/5. Okay. I will define it later on. What is the meaning of proper? Proper, it means it is appropriate, right? So 2/5, what does it mean? I can say that I got 2 parts out of 5. So it makes sense, it is 2/5. Now let's say discuss some examples, then I will say. If I say 7/9, okay, 7/9 is one of the fraction in which I got 7 parts out of 9, which is possible. So this is proper fraction. Now one more example is, let's say 1/6. It is also a proper fraction because I can get 1 part out of 6 parts. So here, if you look at these examples, can I say that in case of the proper fraction, my numerator is less than denominator? Okay, N stands for the numerator and D stands for the denominator in case of the fraction. So numerator and denominator. So we can say that my denominator is always greater than numerator. Now, if we talk about improper fraction, improper word means not appropriate, right? So if it is not appropriate, what does it mean? Now let's say if I say that 3 over 2. Friends, 3, 2. Does it make any sense? Can I get 3 parts out of 2? Obviously not. So it is not possible, you can say. Yes, it is possible. How that we will discuss in the next session. But 3 over 2, it means I got 3 parts out of 2. If I divide something into 2 parts, how I could get 3? Can't, right? So we can say it is an example of the improper fraction. Now next one is 5 out of 4. Can I get 5 parts out of 4? If you divide something into 4 parts, how you could get 5? Not possible, right? It doesn't make any sense. Rather than saying not possible, we can say doesn't make any sense. Next one is, let's say 9 over 2. I just divided something into 2 parts and I got 9 parts. Doesn't make any sense. So in all these examples, what you could observe is your numerator is greater than denominator. In case of a fraction, then it is called improper fraction. Friends, actually improper fraction is representation of this mixed number. How to do conversion, that we will do later. But what is mixed fraction? Let me explain it. Mixed fraction, it means it is combination. Now I can say that it is combination of a whole number and a fraction. Now, question may arise in your mind, ma'am, how it is possible? Yes, it is possible. How? Let's say you are having 3 chocolates. Okay. Out of those 3 chocolates, you gave half chocolate to your sibling. Rest of the chocolates are with you. See, this is 1 chocolate, this is another chocolate, and this is 3rd chocolate. Out of these 3 chocolates, you gave this half part to your sibling. Now, how much chocolate is left with you? You are having 2 whole chocolates and half of the 3rd one. So it is 2 and half. This 2 is what? This is my whole number. And what is half? This is my fraction, right? So mixed number or mixed fraction, it means it is combination of a whole number and a fraction. It means that suppose you are having cupcakes. You enjoyed 3 whole cupcake and 1/3 of the 4th one. Let's say, let me draw it over here. You are having cupcakes, okay? You enjoyed this 3 whole cupcake, and in the 4th case, you actually divided into 3 parts. These were also divided into parts, let's say. Okay? So, you add this whole. So, I'm highlighting everything. This one is also whole. This one is also whole. But in these, you hold just 1/3 out of it. Okay? So, 3 and this is 1/3. So, you enjoyed 3 and 1/3. Now, suppose if you have enjoyed 2 chocolates and the 3rd chocolate is divided into 8 equal parts and you got 3 parts out of it. So, 3. So it is combination of a fraction and whole number. Actually, improper fraction is nothing but it is actually representation of the mixed number into another way. How, that we will discuss in the next session. Okay, friends? So hope you would have enjoyed fundamental about the fractions. What is the meaning of fraction? How we can read it? How we should represent a fraction, and what are the types of the fractions. Now, how to convert this improper fraction into the mixed number or mixed number into the improper, that we will discuss in the next session. And yes, friends, one more thing I would like to say over here is whenever you represent a mixed fraction or mixed number, I can say that this is my whole number and this is my whole fraction. But this fraction must be a proper fraction. Keep this in mind, okay? And how to do conversion, as I said, we will discuss in the next session. So friends, please keep watching videos on my channel. If you have really liked this video and fundamental about the fraction, then please do comment in the comment box and share it with your friends. If you have not subscribed my channel yet, please subscribe it by pressing the bell icon. Thank you.